Good day, class, and good day, everyone. So, our topic for today is the module number 1 of our midterm discussion. So, it's all about the phases of the aircraft accident investigation. In our prelim discussion, we've discussed the aircraft accident investigation had different aims. Okay, the aim number 1 is to identify the deficiencies on our aircraft systems, and another one's protocols, standards, policies in aviation and in aviation safety. And another aim ng aircraft accident investigation is to provide a recommendation for improvement dun sa ating aircraft system, sa protocols, aviation standards, and aviation safety para itong aircraft accident or incident is ma-minimize. Okay, so let's proceed to our discussions. Okay, so again, module number 1 of our midterm revolves around the phases of aircraft accident investigation. Ano yung mga ginagawa sa data collection, and ano yung ginagawa sa data analysis, and ano yung mga kinokollect na data we've discussed, kung maalala nyo yung ating sa mga investigatory groups. Okay, so notification of aircraft accident or incident. Ano ba yung mga immediate notification? Ano mga information na nakalagay sa immediate notification? First is yung aircraft nationality and registration number. Another one, name of pilot in command and the operator nung aircraft. And the last is yung time of departure and expected time of landing. So again, ito yung mga information na nakalagay sa immediate notification. For example, may nagkaroon ng accident or incident. So at a glance, dapat ito yung ma-provide ng ating mga investigator. Okay, so paano natin matatawag na aircraft overdue? Yung isang aircraft, sinasabi siya ay overdue kapag hindi siya nakapag-comply or na-loss yung communication niya dun sa AFF, yung Automated Flight Following. So, yung ating mga ATC, meron niyang scheduled na notification nung gagaling sa piloto na every 15 minutes. So, ito ay binibilang ng ating ATC kapag nag-failed to comply yung ating mga piloto. So again, AFF means Automated Flight Following. Okay, so dispatchers or persons responsible for the AFF, so dapat sila yung merong documentation ng nangyaring action, contacts, conversation, and time frames ng communication nila dun sa piloto. Okay, so let's talk about ng mga condition pag sinabing pumasok sa classification na aircraft overdue yung ating aircraft. Okay. Immediately at time of aircraft is due. Okay, ano yung action na gagawin ni dispatchers or ng ating ATC? So, attempt contact dun sa aircraft by radio or phone. Another one, effectuate review AFF, yung mga data. Another one, contact destination agency, whether sa military airbase or sa commercial airport. So, gathered enough information required dun sa ating gagawing aircraft accident report. Ito ay sa ATC side po. And another one, kapag 15 minutes pa na past due yung ating aircraft na suspected na overdue, okay, contact originating or en route agency dispatch. Another one, contact originating or en route na agency airbase kung military side. Or kung commercial naman, dun sa airports. Okay, pag nadagdagan pa, so ito na yung last criteria bago siya masabihang aircraft overdue. 30 minutes past due. So again, nakikita yung interval, nagdadagdag lang ng 15 minutes. So contact vendor, home base, manufacturer. Another one, so ito is kung sa US yon, so i-contact yung Fort Worth Flight Service Station. So sila po kasi yung responsible kapag nagkakaroon ng missing aircraft or overdue. Lalo na doon sa mga aircraft na gumagamit ng visual flight rules. Okay, so yung ating flight services will go through checklist para magkaroon ng alert notice. And dito i-issue na sila ng NOTAM para ma-notify lahat ng airman dun sa ating aviation radar. Okay. Take note na kapag yung aircraft natin na suspected na missing or overdue is na-locate and not experience occurrences, whether accident or incident, ika-cancel yung search and rescue procedures na in-initiate, na sinimulan na. Okay. Paano naman kapag siya ay kasama doon sa classification na missing aircraft? Paano yung mga criteria? First is, kapag yung fuel duration as reported on its request ng AFF or as reported doon sa sa FAA flight plan has been exceeded and hindi pa rin nalolocate yung aircraft. So automatically, classified yung aircraft na yon as missing. Again, kapag naubos dun sa based on the flight plan, naubos na yung fuel quantity ng ating aircraft and hindi pa rin siya nalolocate, so missing aircraft na po iyon. Okay. Missing aircraft designation requires that all the items on the following checklist are completed and available for reference purposes when conducting this phase. So may mga documentation po yan bago pa ma-categorize as missing aircraft. So syempre kasama yun to pag based on the flight plan is ubos na, depleted na yung fuel nung aircraft na yon na suspected na missing. Okay, again, documentation and all actions. Kasama dito yung actions ni ATC, contacts, conversation, and the time is an absolute necessity during this missing aircraft phase. Kasi nga as much as possible, we must identify its location. We must locate it. Okay, so anytime the fuel duration is exceeded or if an aircraft is missing and an accident is suspected, ano yung mga gagawin na action? Contact vendor home base. So, and another one, contact yung ating flight service station para sila ay makapag-release ng notice to airman line para ma-inform yung ating aviation radar at saka yung ating mga services, yung ating mga aviation authority na for example na dito sa Pilipinas mayroong aircraft missing, so i-inform yung CAAP. Okay, so ito yung example ng ATC, yung ating Manila Control Tower. Okay, so what are the phases na ginagawa during aircraft accident investigation? So, makikita nyo dito sa screen. First is yung collection of data. So, sino nagko-collect ng data? So, hindi lang po yan si investigator in charge, no? Kung maaalala nyo yung ating mga investigatory groups, so, merong mga specific data na sila yung na kino-collect nila. For example, sa aircraft structures group, or dun sa aircraft systems group, kinokolekta nila yung sa system, dun sa systems group, and another one kung sa structures, yung mga information regarding sa airframe and sa aircraft structures. And the next is yung data analysis. And take note na habang nagko-collect ng data, nagde-data analysis na po, no? So, nangyayari sila parallel. Okay. So, ina-analyze dito yung mga data. And another one, presentation of findings. Doon sa presentation of findings, mayroong format na dapat masunod as standard yung na mandated ng ICAO na susundin itong ating mga investigators. And the last phase is yung recommendation for improvement ng aviation safety. Kung mapapansin nyo doon sa mga aircraft accident report, meron doong recommendation. For example, doon sa unang recommendation regarding sa human side. Another one, technical. Ang sunod doon is yung sa management na. Okay. Collection phase. Okay. Initial phase of aircraft accident investigation. So, ang focus nito is dun sa ma-define and ma-obtain yung mga data relevant sa accident. So, hindi pa to yung pinpoint ng mga data ha. So, lahat ng data na available is i-collect. Okay, lalo na yung mga perishable data. So, as we go along with this discussion, so ma-identify natin ano ba yung mga perishable data. So, example nito doon sa mga land markings. Kaya dapat yung ating photo and video group is ma-picturean nila yung mga markings dun sa suspected na pinag-touchdown ng aircraft na nagkaroon ng aircraft accident. Okay, so data collection will often develop into an ongoing process as more is learned about the occurrence, whether accident or incident. So therefore, data collected early in the investigation may be combined sa iba pang data. For example, yung connection ng data, aircraft performance, yung mga collected data ng aircraft performance group regarding sa aircraft performance nung nagkaroon ng accident, is connected dun sa aircraft systems na mga data. And another one, aircraft systems data connected naman dun sa structures side na mga data. So, dugtong-dugtong. As we go along dito sa data collection. Okay, hanggang ma-uncovered yung mga possible contributing factors dun sa nangyaring occurrence, whether accident or incident. Okay, what are the data to be collected? What are the information to be collected? Kasi po, dun sa mga data, meron pa tayong tinatawag na metadata. So, yung metadata, for those na hindi pa familiar, is data within the data. Okay. So, example, okay, so what are the collection of accident particulars? Okay, so first, ang primary source ng data, so should be collected dun sa mga flight plans. So, sino magbibigay ng flight plans? Yung ating air traffic services by yung kanyang mga data dun sa radar, navigation, and topographical charts. Siyempre, kasama dito yung date and time. Okay. So, date is UTC and LMT. Yung local median time, ito yung local time. Kung ano yung, kung nasang ka lugar, ano yung oras doon, yun yung LMT. Okay, si Universal Time Coordinated, ito yung tinatawag na GMT. Okay, or yung Greenwich Median Time. Okay. Okay, so si GMT is yung again yung ating Greenwich Median Time. So ito yung time sa Greenwich and England. Okay, so by history, so itong GMT is yung sinusunod natin as a standard ng time coordinated. So kaya siya tinawag ding UTC, Universal Time Coordinated, or UCT. Universal Coordinated Time. So, ito yung globally sinusunod ng ating mga piloto. Okay, so by history, papasok yung term na Zulu. Okay, or yung Z-time. Zulu or yung tinatawag na Z-time. Okay, so by history, noong 1960, so inimplement ng International Radio Consultative Committee na magkaroon ng fixed time na susundin or fixed time zone na susundan ng ating mga piloto globally. So, ito ay inintroduce as first Zulu or yung Z time. Si Zulu at saka si GMT at saka si UTC is pare-parehas lang po, no? Okay, so convert natin. For example, si Zulu equals UTC plus 0. So, ibig sabihin, same lang po sila. Okay, so malinaw. So, if you have clarifications or curious questions regarding this, so you can put it sa feedback form na isa-send ko after this discussion. Okay, so balik tayo dito sa accident particulars na i-collect natin during data collection. Location. Another one, departure point. Saan nag-depart yung ating ano yung point of departure ng ating aircraft. Okay, next, cruising altitude. So, ito ay again kinukuha sa ating mga control tower. Another one, destination and intermediate stops. Nagkaroon ba ng mga service stops yung ating aircraft during its operation bago magkaroon ng occurrence? Siya ba ay tumigil para mag-service ng waste tank? Pwede pong ganon. Siya ba ay tumigil, nagkaroon ng stop by, for example, dito sa location na to, para mag-refill ng potable water? So, may mga gano'n po na kinoconsider. So, again, ito po yung mga kinokolekta immediately as data ng ating accident particulars. Okay, next is yung collection ng mga data dun sa meteorological side naman. Okay? Okay, so collection of meteorological particulars. Okay. So forecast and local weather condition, kinukuha po yung data na yon. This include atmospheric condition, sun moon location, wind and any unusual consideration do sa mga ating natural calamity, volcanic ash, smoke, wind shear, mayroon bang nagkaroon ng visual illusion? Chine-check din po ito sa meteorological side. Okay, for example sa clouds. Okay, icing. Akala ni piloto clouds pa, yung pala terrain na. So ito naman is applicable dun sa mga lumang senaryo na accident. Kasi those time na nangyayari tong mga gantong illusion is wala pa tayong terrain collision warning system. Okay. Next is yung mga condition along with take-off or destination. So, pati yung take-off approach at saka landing approach. Kinukuha din itong mga condition regarding sa this wind condition, kung nagkaroon ng natural calamity on those areas. So, yan. Na maaaring magka-impact dun sa operation ng ating aircraft. Okay, may have impacted the takeoff or landing profile ng aircraft such as rush of departure. So ngayon naman siguro is laging justified kung magkakaroon na ito. Kung madedelay yung departure, laging justified. Okay, or additional fuel reserve due to expected delays or diversion. So yun yung mga data na kinokollect dito sa ating meteorological particulars. Okay, next is yung mga data collection ng ating mga technical side naman. Yung mga technical particulars. Sir, bakit importanteng kolektahin lahat ng available data sa technical side ng nangyaring occurrence nung sa ating aircraft? Kasi po, tayo po ay magko-construct ng simulation dun sa synthetic flight simulation na tinatawag during our aircraft accident investigation. So, isa-simulate ano yung nangyari dun sa occurrence, whether accident or incident. So, paano mangyayari to? By means of collecting all of available technical particulars data. Okay, so collection of technical particulars. So, ano-ano yung laman nito? So, maintenance and manufacturing records, onboard data collection devices. So, kasama dito yung ating mga flight data recorders. Kung maalala nyo, doon nakalagay yung status ng aircraft system na gagamitin pag-create ng simulation, yung synthetic flight simulation. So, laboratory analysis ng aircraft components. Ano yung status ng ganitong parts na suspected na nag-lead sa accident. So, pwede yung ganon. Okay. So, this information may also provide a course for, again, yung ating synthetic flight reconstruction and simulation. So, para malinaw, so this is an example ng synthetic flight simulation. Ito ay nangyari ang sinasimulate dito is yung nangyari sa flight ng Ethiopian, so Boeing 737 MAX 8.
I can't control it. I can't control it.
Is this what it was like during the last seconds of the doomed Boeing jet?
Pull up, pull up, pull up.
Retired airline captain Ross Amer flew a flight simulator like the Boeing 737 MAX 8 that crashed, killing everyone on board.
All right, we're cleared for takeoff.
In the simulator, Aimer took off from the same airport in Ethiopia.
Gear up.
But a minute after takeoff, there's a problem. The plane's nose is suddenly pointing down. Was it due to a glitch in the aircraft's operational system? The crew can't do anything about it.
Help me pull back. I can't control it.
What happens next?
I can't control
Disaster.
it. Oh my God! Now I'm going to show you the correct way this situation should have been handled.
Captain Aimer says using a cutoff switch could have given the pilot back control of the jet and taken it out of its doomed plunge.
We have basically saved the aircraft. I'm climbing back up.
Aimer says after a certain point in the death plunge, the Ethiopian plane's fate was sealed.
There's really no way to pull that aircraft up out of that nosedive. I can't control it. I can't control it.
Okay, so yung po yung sa synthetic flight simulation. Kung makikita nyo doon is tinry. So, during simulation, tinry i-save ni piloto. So, dapat yun yung nangyari or dapat yun yung nagawa ng piloto dun sa nangyaring occurrence. Okay, so wala pong survivor yung nangyaring crash or nangyaring aircraft accident dun sa Ethiopian Airline. Okay, so yun dun sa Boeing 737 MAX 8. Okay, so that aircraft accident, so during aircraft accident investigation, na-found out nila yung mga issues. So regarding sa deficiencies na nangyari or nagawa nung manufacturer. So, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so moving forward. So collection of human factors particular. So, ito yung kinukuhang data or kinokollect na data ng human factor group. Okay? Kung maalala nyo during our exam, kasama dito yung autopsies. Okay, so, and sinasimulate din po yung mga senaryo na ginawa or yung mga ginagawa nung ating mga flight crews during dun sa nangyaring occurrence. So, paano isa-simulate? Isa-simulate again by collecting and analyzing the data dito sa human factor particulars. Okay. So, human factor information sometimes, so, depende. Okay. So, tinatawag siyang most difficult in fatal accident. Kasi, mahirap mag-collect ng mga human factor particulars kapag walang survivor. Okay? So, go back sila dun sa mga witnesses na mai-interview nila. Okay, so the process includes interviews with aviation maintenance technician. So again, AMT. Kaya to in the future, no? Hindi aircraft maintenance technician po ha. Nakalagay po sa license natin is aviation maintenance technician. So engineers and co-workers. And so again, interview. So kung maalala nyo during our discussions, mga prelim, so pininpoint ni sir na dapat immediate yung interview. Okay, para hindi mahaluan pa ng mga external stimuli, yung mga evidence and facts. Okay. So, the results of autopsies and reconstruction of crew actions from cockpit voice recording. So, kasama din tong information na to sa gagawing simulation ng mga humans na involved or nandun sa aircraft na nagkaroon ng occurrences. And air traffic control tapes, yung mga recordings ng ATC natin. Okay, so ito yung magpo-provide ng or mag-acts as indicators ng flight crew actions. Okay, so system failures may also require interviews with the maintenance and ground service personnel. Kasama dito yung ating mga ground support technicians. Okay, dahil kasi, so ayaw nilang magkaroon ng overlapping, ayaw nilang magkaroon ng gap. Okay, so kaya yung mga external humans na suspected involved sa accident is ini-interview din dito sa human factors particulars. Okay, So, ito yung nabanggit ni Sir, no? Take note na these interviews should be conducted as soon as possible. While yung knowledge ng mga witnesses and yung mga survivors is uncontaminated pa by conversation ng ng kanilang mga coworkers. Another one, mga representative. Okay, tama pa yung narinig nyo, no? Maaring mangyari yon. Magkamahaluan ng mga bias. So, for example, representative ng state. Another one, representative ni operator. Another one, representative ni manufacturer. Okay, next is data analysis. So, yung mga data collected sa data collection phase is i-analyze dito sa data analysis phase. So, and take note na parallel to nangyayari, no? So, yung mga available na data habang ongoing yung data collection is ina-analyze na agad ng mga members na naka-assign dito sa data analysis. Okay. So, yung mga during data analysis, nagkakaroon ng mga additional questions, mga additional prospects, mga additional issue na connected sa nangyaring accident or incident na magre-require ng further data collection, simulation, and consultation. Kaya siya ay parallel po nangyayari, no? So, magkakaroon ng mga additional questions to be answered or issue to be solved. Okay. So, results from analysis, an isolated cause with a specific resolution. Regular discussions between the various investigation team members, kung maalala nyo yung ating mga different investigatory groups, is necessary so as to collect and process all the necessary data. Kung maalala nyo doon sa ating nabanggit kanina ni Sir na dugtong-dugtong yung mga data collected from various investigatory groups. Okay. So, next phase ng aircraft accident investigation is presentation of findings. Sir, naka-PPT po ba yan? So, okay. So, yung mga format ng presentation of findings is dapat po ay based dun sa ICAO Annex 13. For inclusion, so pag-usapan natin tong ADREP database. So, lahat ng information regarding sa accident or incident is nakalagay po dyan. So, sir, may ADREP din po ba dito sa PH? Yes po, may ADREP po yung ating CAAP. Okay. So, investigation and presentation of information from incidents can be more useful and provide greater safety benefits than accident investigation. So, take note of that. So, sinasabi na mas greater benefited daw yung mga information na nanggaling sa incident kasi dito walang nangyaring damage or yung damage is hindi naka-apekto sa aircraft performance ng operation. Okay. And dito, ma-identify kung magkakaroon ng underlying issue na nag-lead dito sa incident. So sa safety benefits, mas lamang yung ating investigation ng incident kumpara sa accident investigation. Kasi nga, yung damage is hindi naka-apekto sa operation ng aircraft, ng airport, or ng ating operation during flight. Okay, so ICAO Annex 13. So, dito nakalagay lahat ng standards and recommended practices covering aircraft accident and incident investigation. So, yung format ng mga aircraft accident report natin is dito po. Yung format nun is dito galing, no? So, dapat sundin po yun, no? Kasi po ito ay mandated and regulated ng ICAO. So, yung kanyang branch dito sa atin, sa Pilipinas, yung kanyang aviation authority dito sa atin is yung sa ating CAAP. Okay, so what is ADREP? So, ADREP po means Accident or Incident Data Reporting. So, again, ito ay operated and maintained by our ICAO. So, ito ay nire-remandate or nire-reoperate or nire-maintained or sorry for the word, maintained dito sa atin sa PH ni Kaap. Okay. Etong system na to, ito yung magre-receive, mag-i-store and magpo-provide sa state with occurrence ng data na mag-a-assist sa kanila in validating safety and improving safety. Kasama dito yung mga safety protocols. Okay. So in this context, the term occurrence include both accident and incident. Take note of that. Okay. So, what are the procedures kapag mag-o-open na tayo ng mga flight data recorder? So, kasama dito yung cockpit voice recorder. Okay, first, dapat magkaroon po ng representative yung ating state of manufacturer. Kung nag-manufacture ay sa Airbus, dapat may representative sa Airbus. Pag bubuksan yung ating mga flight data recorders and cockpit voice recorder. Kasi po, yung state of manufacturer or manufacture or design has airworthiness responsibilities and expertise na normally required para mag-read out and mag-analyze ng flight recorder information. Okay. So, since yung ating mga flight recorder information is magre-reveal ng mga airworthiness problems, so si state of manufacture or design should have a representative mandated by ICAO Annex 13. So, dapat present siya. Nandun siya kapag i-read out yung mga flight recorders and mag-a-analyze. Okay. Next, the state of operator is dapat meron ding representative sa pagbubukas, pagre-read out, at pag-a-analyze ng ating mga flight recorders. So, kasama dito yung flight data recorder, nandun lahat ng status ng aircraft system, and another one, yung cockpit voice recorder. Okay, so dapat, kasi po, bakit kailangan ng representative ng state of operator? Kasi sila yung may regulatory responsibilities regarding the flight operation and can or may provide insight into operational issues na maaring nanggaling sa specific operator. So, yeah. So, since sa flight record information can reveal operational problems, so dapat mayroong representative yung ating state of operator. Kung yan ay Cebu Pacific, so dapat may representative si Cebu Pacific sa pagre-read out dun sa ating flight recorders and kasama dun sa analysis. Okay. Questions, clarifications, curious questions. So, pwede na ring thoughts to share. Pwede nyo pong isend yon by, magsisend ako ng Google form. So, you can input there your, again, questions, curious questions, and clarifications regarding this discussion of our module number 1 for midterm discussions. Okay, so I think that's all of me for today. So I hope you are all again doing great and safe. Okay. So again, maximize yung ating feedback form. Okay, again, mag-i-input po kayo doon if you have questions, clarifications, and curious questions. So, okay, please be guided. And instructions for our midterm activity will be posted and sent dun sa ating group chat. So, group activity naman po yon para medyo magaan-gaan. Okay, so I think that's all. So, medyo madaldal si sir. So, keep safe, everyone. So, I hope all clear, no? So, going once, going twice. So, thank you for listening.